in recent memory. Joining us first to discuss this roller coaster and geopolitical minefield of interest and intrigue is John Rossomondo, a geopolitical analyst who's joining us from Washington, DC. John, thank you ever so much for joining us for this special episode. I'd like to start off today looking at the United States and within the United States and what Trump has focused his first 100 days in office on. And starting off, I would like to look at immigration. Of course, mass deportations, something that was called for during the election campaign. We've seen deportations and strong moves relating to immigration. Can you give us your thoughts on what Trump has done and what the impacts may be moving forward?
Well, I think that President Trump has done a fantastic job of ending the human tidal wave coming across the southern border. He's sent ICE agents after illegals, imposed the 1798 Enemy Aliens Act, and he's done everything that he can to try to reverse the tide.
Yes, John, it has faced opposition though, with court rulings and clear public opinion in certain areas that these rulings, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, one of them that may be going too far. What challenges has Trump faced and how has he overcome them in the pursuit of his goals and aims set out during the campaign?
Well, the main challenge that President Trump faces is that you have powerful business interests that need cheap labor. And you have judges who are aligned against him, who have consistently ruled against him for people who Trump believes have no right to be here. He classified MS-13 and Chandé Radwa foreign gangs as terrorist organizations, which he believes gives him the ability to deport. You had one individual who was residing in Maryland who was deported to a prison in El Salvador that's caused a lot of political grief. But I think that President Trump believes in what he's doing. Recently, you had Pam Bondi charge a judge in New Mexico with obstructing ICE's deportation efforts. So President Trump is not going down without a fight, and I think that he has a lot of broad-based support for what he's doing among the American people.
John, switching from immigration, I'd like to move now to Trump's tussles with certain universities within the United States. Of course, this comes with a caveat that the Trump administration has called out these organizations for promoting anti-Semitism and not doing enough to challenge pro-Palestinian protests. We will, of course, come on to Trump's actions on foreign policies and ongoing wars, but looking specifically at Trump's actions against universities like Columbia and Harvard, this has also been met with some criticism. What's Trump's agenda in these pursuits?
Well, Trump's agenda is to stop the universities from providing cover to front groups for the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, Hamas, and so forth that abuse the First Amendment and intimidate and attack Jewish students on campus. And he's suspended their funding as a message to them to change things, which they've resisted, and they're talking about having some sort of consortium to share funding. I mean, for goodness sake, Harvard has a $56 billion endowment. Why does it need subsidies from the federal government?
John, absolutely. I want to look now to some of the earlier days of Trump's presidency, specifically the first day. One of Trump's first actions was to exonerate those that were charged for the Capitol riots. Did this set a precedent now that we look back 100 days later as to how Trump's reign was going to go? He was going to get what he wants and do what he promised in his campaign.
Well, I think a lot of the anger among his supporters for how the Capitol rioters was treated is if you look at the riots in 2020, where you had over $1 billion worth of damage, and most of the rioters got off without any charges or had the charges dropped. You had people who wandered into the crowd, into the Capitol, who received like 2-year sentences or something like that for trespassing. So I think that President Trump hit his base and what they wanted. So I think President Trump is no holds barred, and he doesn't care what the media says.
Yes, John, we will be coming back to you, but I'm now going to move to Raymond Vickery, a former US assistant